So I went from making $2,000 to $4,000 a month to right now making approximately $26,000 a month with the anti-strategy, with not listening, intentionally not listening to most of the productivity advice, most of the business advice, most of the guru advice, most of the advice being thrown out there on YouTube. People telling you what you should do, people telling you how you should be, people telling you what you should think. When I stopped listening to all of those, my business just went to another direction, to another level. And in this video, I want to talk about it. Zero scripts, zero filters, just share my entire opinion on this. And keep in mind, I'm still 27 years old. So this is going to change with time. This is going to grow with time. But this is what worked for me. So in the beginning and the early stages of my business, I used to follow a lot of guru advice. What this looks like is some people telling you that your current identity is not good enough, so you need to start doing identity sheets and vision boards about what you want in the future, and you need to read it every day and you need to follow it every day. Other people tell you that you need to be in a painful situation in your life to become successful. So I became addicted to chasing another identity, another person, someone who's bigger than me, someone who's different than me. And I became addicted to pain. I used to sit down in front of my computer, just slaving away in pain, in sheer and utter discomfort about the work that I was doing. And I was miserable, and I was barely making any amount of money. I was barely making any amount of money. I used to even listen to the people who were teaching strategies, telling us that you need to follow this strategy or you need to follow this strategy. And I was jumping from strategy to the other. And again, we go back to the same idea. I was overworked, underpaid, miserable, exhausted, burned out. But then something changed. Something very small changed. I was speaking to a coach of mine. He's a mindset coach of mine about this recently, and this is what triggered this video. And I told him, Chris, I'm working less than I've ever worked. I'm suffering less than I've ever suffered. And yet I'm making the most amount of money that I've ever made. So he asked me why. And it took me a while to reflect on it. It took me a while to really understand why this happened. I journaled even on it on Notion. I have 15 pages of just journaling to understand why. And here's why. You were taught and you were trained by people online, gurus, to first draft a vision board, an identity document, and to aim to become that person. That meant that the person who you are currently isn't enough. And this is what you've been taught. The person that you are currently isn't good enough. He isn't enough to make the money that he wants to make. He isn't enough to achieve the results that he wants to achieve. He isn't enough to create the growth that he wants to create. So you created for yourself this entire identity of chasing something else, something bigger, something different than you, rather than accepting who you are and being confident in who you are and growing where you are. See, if you look at dating, and I know dating because I'm happily engaged, but I know dating because I've worked on multiple dating offers. And one of the things that I learned when it comes to dating, very successful dating coaches that I've worked with, people who travel the world, pick up beautiful women, stay at some of the greatest places, have some of the greatest experiences. Something that I realized from their teaching was that women can feel and can see immediately if you're trying to put on a mask. They can feel it, they can pick it up, something within them. You want to call it their subconscious, you want to call it their BS filter, whatever you want to call it, they can feel it, they can pick it up immediately. And the moment they pick it up, they know that you're putting on a show, they know that you're putting on a mask. Some women go with it because they want to have fun, some women immediately reject. But something that gets every single woman that you speak with attracted to you and wanting to go out with you or whatever it is when you show up unprepared but confident in who you are. You just went out of the gym, you're grabbing a bus, you're going back home, you saw a beautiful woman, you approach her, you look at her and you're like, hey, look, I know that I'm sweaty, I smell like shit, but you're beautiful and I would like to get your number. No pickup lines, no filters, no nothing. And yet, it works. And yet, you get her. So this is something that I learned from dating, from my students who are dating coaches. And then if you think about it in business, it's pretty much the same thing. In business, people tell you, you need to do more, you need this line, you need this script, you need this idea, when in reality, what you need is more of you. What you need is to be confident in your own skin. What you need is, rather than chasing your new identity, a higher identity, you need to confirm to yourself what you have already achieved and what you have already been through. No one wants to be around someone who's always miserable, who's always in pain, who's always frustrated, chasing something, and who is never comfortable and who is never in a still and powerful energy where he is at already. No one wants that. No one wants to work with someone who is always frustrated because he's chasing a goal and he can't grab it and he can't get it. No one wants that. And to prove it to you, a couple of days ago, actually yesterday, I'm putting on a live event in Dubai where it's a private room, people pay us, they join us, we teach them business, mindset and everything. And I have a partner within this business. And my partner was a previous client of mine. And he sent me a message. He was like, Arnold, I have never sold that easily. People are just jumping on this live mastermind. And he didn't know why, even though in the past he tried to host masterminds and it didn't work with him. And this is what I told him. I told him, Chris, you are different. In the past, you were always frustrated. Now, this is actually, this part I didn't tell him in a voice note. I like to be very honest. I didn't tell him in a voice note, but I told him something similar, but this is what I was thinking. I told him in the past, in my mind, I was thinking, in the past, you were always frustrated. You were never successful in your mind. You were always chasing success. You were always chasing clients. The only difference is now, rather than sharing painful stuff online, you're sharing your wins. You're sharing your results. You're sharing your success. And people are magnetized by that. So when you post an offer and people are going to travel to meet you, they want that because people are attracted to success. Success is attracted to success. Success is attracted to confidence. Success is attracted to magnetic, powerful, high levels of energy. It's not attracted to desperation. It's not attracted to the personality who is always figuring stuff out but never have anything figured out. So this is why I made so much money after I stopped listening to most of the strategies and most of the gurus. Not because they are bad, but they are teaching you something that they have learned from someone else without any data to back it up. They told you, yes, I wrote this identity sheet and I read this identity sheet every day until I became that person. Great, but let me ask you a question. When was the last time, rather than reading an identity sheet, you read a you sheet, a I am sheet, a being sheet, a sheet where you look at it and you look at everything that you have already achieved and you give yourself a pound on the chest and you tell yourself, congrats, you are here. You achieved this. Even though you are not where you want to be at your goals, but you are in a very good place. And when you start having this confidence, something changes. The strategies that you use in your business stop becoming strategies of desperation. And they start becoming strategies that you're confident with because your intuition is leading you. When you are confident in your skin, you'll immediately know this sits well with me, this doesn't sit well with me. I'm confident in this, I'm not confident in this. And the moment you can pick up this sits well, this doesn't sit well, the moment you listen to your intuition, you listen to yourself because you're confident in yourself and you trust yourself, the moment you can do that, you start to work on the right things. A client of mine, he onboarded 1 week ago. 1 week ago. On our first call, I saw that he was undercharging. I told him, you are undercharging. What do you feel? How do you feel about that? And his reply was his old coach told him to undercharge because it's easy to get people in. And again, I told him, how do you feel about that? He said, I should be charging more. And this is exactly what I told him. Charge more and get payments up front. I didn't follow the marketing advice of, oh no, you should be charging weekly because it's going to be easy for people to sign up. I told him, follow your intuition. You feel that you should be charging more, charge more. And you feel that you should be charging more, charge more up front. Yesterday, full payment up front from a client. He got a full payment up front from a client, and he's been with us 1 week. And I didn't change anything in his strategy. That's what happens when you are energetically aligned. That's what happens when you are in your power zone, when you are in your confidence zone. And you will never be in your power zone, in your confidence zone, in the zone where you are primed to dominate the world if you are always chasing. And if you're never confident, you'll never be that. There's this book in black in the middle. I don't know if you can see it. This book is called Musk. This is the biography of Elon Musk. A lot of people look at the success of Elon Musk and they think, what is it with that guy? Like, is he a genius? I have a completely different opinion on Elon Musk and why he is successful. In my opinion, Elon Musk is successful because at no point has he doubted his own ability to achieve the thing. This guy, when everything in the physical world told him, stop, you are losing money, your company is going bankrupt, you're burning cash, things are not working. When everything in the environment told him stop, he was like, no, I'm gonna get more investments. I'm gonna take a bet on myself. Look at him now. If you've read this biography, you know exactly what I mean. If you didn't, read it, but this is kind of the gist of it. You are gonna see a prime example of what a man can do when a man is confident in himself in ways that nothing else in the world can do. Look at Elon Musk. The next one, the white one, is Steve Jobs' biography. Same exact thing. He used to go pitch people and he didn't have a working thing. He used to get thousands of dollars in payments upfront in advance, millions of dollars in investments, and he didn't have a working product. So what got it? It was his own confidence, his own presence, his own confidence in his ability to achieve the thing that he has promised and that he has done. And you will never have this magnetic confidence if you are always chasing something else. If you are always chasing another identity, another person, something that someone else told you to be, something that someone else told you to do. The moment that you accept yourself, who you are, and you are confident within yourself, in your own skin, is the exact moment where everything in your life will unfold. And it is very contradictory to our current beliefs, because our current beliefs are like, work more, make more. I've been working the least in the last couple of weeks, and I've made the most amount of money. Yesterday, I made 2,000 pounds. 2,000, that's, I don't know how many dollars. Let me see. 2,000. That's $2,700. That's $2,700. I made them yesterday. Do you know where I was yesterday? I was at my fiance's parents' house. We were having fun, drinking coffee, eating a lot of sugar shit. Why? Was I glued at my computer? Was I obsessed? No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. Money, success, your goals, whatever you want to call them, they are yours for the taking. The moment you become confident in yourself, the moment where you can look at yourself in the mirror and be like, good job, you've done it. The moment you stop chasing shit and you start accepting what you already have. Look at this video. I look like I'm wearing a random t-shirt. Look at my hair. But I don't care. Confidence, power. Most people want to over-polish stuff. Most people want to have the perfect thumbnail, the perfect ideas, the perfect whatever it is, versus someone else who just picks up the camera, presses record. Some of them, they go viral. Some of them, they get thousands of dollars in clients. Because of what? Do they know something that you don't? No, everything is available online. The only difference is that you do not trust yourself enough to achieve the thing that you want to achieve. This comes beyond the strategies. This goes beyond everything that you have ever been taught to listen to or trained to listen to. And it's counterintuitive to everything that the gurus are saying, because they're telling you you have to be something different, when in reality, you don't. Take this, do with this whatever you want to do. If you watch till the end, congrats. If you want to be around winners, in the energy of winners, and if you want to be in a circle that pushes you forward, there's a link down below to become one of my mentees. And other than that, success is yours. Go take it.